Hello, poor people. How are you today? Quickly, I'm going to explain how to make money in today's day and age. Before we move on, as you can see, this isn't my usual setup. This is a foreign studio, and it might not necessarily fit the ideal description of ambience. So, what I lack in ambience, I would make up for in content. What you're about to hear has never been said before. Even if you've come across it as a consequence of your own experience, it's something you've done duly because you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in the ideal. The ideal was yet to produce the result that leads to conviction. That's the problem with uniqueness or new ideas. It's never been done before. So the stamina that comes from the consciousness of already proven results is non-existent. So you give up. The One of the primary reasons people quit, people stop, is as a consequence of uncertainty. Uncertainty kills more dreams than failure. The thought of wasted time that I said, check me out in the next 5 years, I would have done XYZ. And with each passing day, you feel more and more like a failure. The goal is bleak, the future is bleak. There is nothing in your current reality that highlights success, that highlights victory. Therefore, you stop. So, from this analogy, you can quickly come to the conclusion that the consciousness of a destination is more important than the destination itself. The awareness you're on the right path is more important than the path itself. As a man thinketh, so he is. It's not a moral argument. It's as objective as the law of gravity. If you think you're on the wrong path, you would gather information to support that philosophy, making you exactly. So tonight's teaching was heavily inspired by my little cousins in the United Kingdom. I was having a chat with them and they said something very interesting. They said, my mom always tells us to save, 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 save. I'm tired of her. And I said to them, first of all, we are going to discuss wealth. Secondly, I'm going to support the philosophy of what she does and correct, hopefully, yes, she's wrong. So there are three reasons you save. The first is for an emergency, the second, for a huge purchase, the third is to pounce on investment opportunities. So if your savings doesn't align with that philosophy, it's most likely you're saving for the wrong reason. It's impossible. By now, you should be aware it's impossible to save your way to wealth. In fact, if there's anything these past 2 years have taught us, is inflation is real and is dangerous. Even my grandma in the village understands what inflation is as a consequence of the harsh economy for the past 2 years. It has forced even aged individuals to understand the concept of inflation. So we've established that fact. You can't save your way to wealth. But there's something I do want to highlight because in places like first world countries over there in the West, people are quick to make fun of your income. Oh, you work $7 an hour. He. My friend, $7 an hour is decent income compared to the situation in Nigeria. I know individuals who get paid out $7 a month. Please, I kid you not. Trust I'm a very serious individual. I will not come here, use my platform to endorse rubbish. There are individuals who earn $7 a month. So why do you think Nigerians, Africans would risk their life, sleep on a boat, the possibility of death in the horizon? They come here without passports, sneaking here and there, because they understand the level of opportunity contained in the West. The $7 an hour, if saved over a long period of time, can be converted used to establish a big business. Oh, $25,000. Ha 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 ha. $25,000. That's somewhere around 30 to 40 mil in Nigerian's currency. Spread it across a 6-year horizon. The man is willing to live in his car, eat cheaply, so that when he comes back, he can build a sustainable business for himself. So understand there are no premier establishments, there's no McDonald's in Nigeria where you can walk in and find a job that pays the equivalent of that amount. It's impossible, sir. That's why individuals are eager to leave. Graduates here, the entry point is $100 salary. $100 after 4 years of wasted time to acquire a certificate, more in some, more for some courses. $100 a month. It's painful. So that's additional information. And please, I would always look at my microphone because I just have recorded this content. I spent the last 20 minutes pouring out my heart, ranting, wagging my fingers, only to discover the microphone wasn't turned on. So please, for my own sanity, I'll keep checking at various intervals. So one of the first ways to take money is to rent out your time. At the infancy of your career, it's most likely you do not have assets to sell or to generate income, because there are two ways to generate income. The first is to rent out your time. The second is to own income producing assets. If you had income producing assets, you wouldn't need number one. So that's why I started from number one. You would always rent out your time to garner enough money to procure assets that produce income. Rent out your time. Rent out your time. And this varies in the sense that people's time are worth differently. Then you have to graduate from just renting out your time to placing value on your time. A man's time is defined by what he spends his time on. How do you spend your free time? Is it jerking off to page 68 or reading a book, trying to start a new business? The problem with peasants is they are quick to aspire to meet someone, to aspire to meet this individual. Oh, I wish I would mix XYZ and my life would change. Okay, you met this person. What happened? Oh, please, I need a job and I need this. And the man makes you the chief senatorial officer. It's something, but you underutilize the opportunity as a consequence of the deficiency in your mind. Had you been the person who had developed capacity, invested in his mind, spent his time wisely, such that when you sit at the table of greatness, you have something to say, a business to pitch, how to proliferate their income, as well as aggrandize wealth. You have something to say. You're not at a loss regarding that meeting. Use your time wisely. Use your time wisely. The book of Ecclesiastes says it perfectly. To everything, there is a season, and every purpose under the heaven, a time. The time to be born, the time to die, the time to plant, the time to pluck out that which was planted, the time to mourn, or time to laugh, time to cry, or time to dance, a time to sow, and a time to reap. Intelligent individuals, what is the consistent sentence or consistent clause in those sentences? Time. There is time for everything. One day, seasons of opportunity would come. One day, seasons of manifestation would come. But to the degree that seasons are utilized is relative to your preparation. It's called lifetime. What a man spent his life doing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the season where you give up flimsy excuses. I don't have light. I'm still recording this video. Oh, my microphone was turned on. I restarted it. I started the video again and I'm recording it. It's not enough to claim there's no electricity, the microphone turned off, why me, my tripod broke, and you're deliberately trying to see obstacles in every encounter. I've made up my mind. I cannot stop. I do not quit in everything I do. And how you do the small things is how you do the big thing. With this dogged mentality, I approach my business. I will have done XYZ. Had I quit at the slightest hint of struggle, would I be here? Exactly. So the first thing you need to do is not just rent out your time, but to place value on your time. As noble as mopping the floors is and praying to God one day for a better tomorrow, heaven helps those who help themselves. What do you do in your free time? How do you spend your free time? How are you planning for the success you desire? How are you positioning yourself for a better tomorrow? Yes, manifestation gurus explains to us, do not try and give the universe a rigid approach as to how the income would come. Of course, it's valid, but how do you position yourself? You want to be the next president of your country. What book are you reading? What do you understand by statecraft? Some of you have no idea what I mean by statecraft, and you want to be a leader. How are you positioning yourself for the tomorrow you desire? Yes, the approach or the manifestation points might be totally oblivious to you, but the thing you can undertake is positioning. Positioning. I desire to run $1 trillion conglomerate. What are you doing now? Don't just wait and fold your hands and hope. No, that's not how this thing works. So that's the first thing. Place value on your time. The second is to build assets. Have assets that produces income. So the quickest way to compound your wealth is through ownership. Ownership of various assets that produces income, especially while you sleep. Assets that you need little to no direct involvement in. Rental properties is a very good example. You buy a rental property, put it under management, and you only need to spend time based on assessments. The company gives you a monthly, quarterly, annually report on your property. So the only thing you need to do is review or have your assistant review and give you feedback. So this is the perfect opportunity to introduce my company, NSC Management. We manage rental properties in across Nigeria for now. We are in three major states: Lagos, Abuja, and Calabar. So do well to check it out. We provide a concise monthly report from the tenants that left, the person who promised to pay, the state of the environment. We also provide cleaning services. I don't want to use the time spent for learning, promoting a product, but if that's something you resonate with, do well to check it out. And one more thing, I'm not advocating what to invest. I'm not inciting individuals to buy something they don't understand. If it's an outlet you do not understand fully, please either wait till you understand it well or wash your hands off it. It's not a sin to say, I don't know, or I have no idea of this. It's almost like a taboo in this age of insanity to say, I don't know. You seem less of an individual, less of a person. I remember the infancy of my career. There were friends who solicited I should purchase aviation stock. It's something I didn't understand. I had nobody in the airline industry. I don't understand the mechanics of an airplane. I have no idea what news shifts the market. Therefore, I wash my hands off it. At the infancy, building things that fly, it sounded very, very progressive. But as we've seen with AI, it's only a bubble that burst at last. So I didn't get into it because I did not know. I didn't understand. I had no idea. It's the same thing with you. If something you do not understand, do not get involved and you'll be fine. For the sake of time, we'll end it here. And as always, my friends, a pleasure speaking to you. I'll see you in the next one.